And we're back. More video game playing friends club, I guess. We're doing a third one. And we're gonna find out what's in the pink box.
And it's
the box. The box!
Burger.
One burger.
One burger.
The most American thing in the world.
Put it there.
Who did put it there?
That
We
lady.
are playing more Viewtiful Joe 1 on PS2 with Pat.
Hello, everybody.
Retired LP'er. Soon to come back, right, Pat?
Talking about a retirement from one last ride.
He plays a game called One Last Ride.
Last ride. Or play Ride to Hell.
Play Call of War and
Wait,
hate yourself.
Is Ride the Hell that game that I posted that GIF from where the guy just looks like big boot in that dude? I was trying to remember the name of that.
That's it.
Okay.
I think
that.
I always want to play like a crappy game on here, but I never know if like people are sick of watching people laugh at crappy games.
I never get sick of laughing at crappy games.
Well, see, the thing is, I haven't played that game, so I'm totally willing to like just play some weird shitty game where you can infinitely kick people.
Did they ever fix that? Did they ever?
No,
I don't know.
That would involve further money to fix the. I'm surprised that lady's allowed to be as almost naked as she is in the background.
Another bad game we need to play is Mind Jack, but I think it's only on Xbox.
Xbox One? The
360.
original Xbox One?
No, 360.
Oh, okay. Neither of us own that system, but I would like to play that.
What do people call Xbox now?
Xbox Original Classic?
Oh, the classic one?
Or the original?
I think people.
Silly.
Just Xbox?
I think people call the new one Xbone and the other one Xbox One.
Yeah.
Well, people don't actually refer to the original Xbox. I don't think it's ever referred to.
No, it's like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
No.
It's like the Legend of Boggy Creek one.
I think very few original Xbox exclusive games are brought up today. It's very weird.
What's that one that like Sega made with that weird, it had a really Japanese sounding name? It's like something Kage or like it had the right letter K in it.
Kage something? Was it a ninja
Legend
game?
of Kage?
No,
wait, that's
no,
an
that's
NES game.
Yeah, that's a weird NES game where you climb trees.
Oh yeah. Didn't like that one.
No, it's not fun for little kids.
Not fun for anyone.
There was actually quite a bit of exclusive Xbox games by Sega because
They really tried.
Microsoft
Maybe not with content, but
had
with
to,
putting things out.
had to bring a lot of stuff over that was originally supposed to be for Dreamcast.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the next Dreamcast, and they really ate that once Halo got popular.
Pat, I think you can save it. It's probably space on the memory card.
Oh, alright.
I don't know if we're ever going to return to this. What city is this supposed to be taking place in? Do we know, or is it just made up?
Oh, doesn't it have a name?
Did it? I
thought the movie city had a. I thought the.
It's probably a made-up city. But
It's like
Yeah.
Henshin City, something like that.
Henshin
actually, I
City.
think it might be.
Yeah.
Let's look it
I
up.
live in Henshin City.
Where is my phone? Where am I?
Where am I?
Oh, my phone's over there. I'm useless. Oh no, I don't need. It's in front of the TV. This is. There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Somebody's watching it. He was like a Viewtiful Joe expert. He's like, it's like a black city. He's like, yeah, screaming at the monitor. Idiots.
So this game got released on a bunch of systems. It got a cartoon before or after the game?
Oh,
long
after.
afterwards. Yeah.
Okay.
It was too long.
Yeah, no one even cared.
And that's it? Or are we not going to get a Viewtiful Joe feature film at some point?
Well, the
Who's
creator,
the director?
the creator is long gone, and
Yeah.
Being directed by Fede Alvarez, the guy who directed the Evil Dead remake.
the last
Oh God.
the last time Joe has been brought back from the grave is for playable appearances in the last few Capcom fighting game crossovers.
The last two that weren't only Street Fighter.
I feel like if you simplified the HUD a little bit, that this would work really well on a mobile device.
I can see it as like a runner game or something like.
Yeah.
For some reason, the idea of most runner games seem like poison to me. But then
Oh,
there are good ones, so
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Oh,
Like the Rayman one is good, right?
Was it?
I like how serious this duck ballerina costume is. Like this character is real.
Tomorrow to Mocha-Fest is the duck ballerina.
If you can find me whatever that skirt thingy they wear is,
He's in a place.
What's that called?
They're in a place called Movie
not a-
Land in this.
Movie? Oh, that's
The one that
Yeah.
sticks straight out.
I
It's not
thought
the
better.
tutu.
Henshin
The
City's
tutu's
way
the whole
better.
outfit.
Yeah, I like that better.
Oh, it is. Okay.
An entire city full of
If you
people.
can get me
transformed into
if
things.
you can
Is
get
that
me
already Viewtiful 101? Viewtiful 101.
Oh no, that has a
Call it
name.
Viewtiful 101.
Beautiful 101. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Dude, this game would do well. This game would be cool for the Wii U. You could have so much crap on the bottom screen.
The game would have been cool with anything, really.
Yeah, like this works well on any system, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it would seem the most exciting on
yeah.
the Wii U.
That bottom screen of the tablet has been like a godsend. Playing Wind Waker with that was amazing.
Oh man.
Just
That's
having
the
the
best
map
part.
and everything at your fingertips on a screen, you didn't have to constantly like manage.
It's like when Castlevania came to the DS.
What would you put on the bottom screen for Beautiful Joe?
I guess you could opt to have all the entire HUD down there.
Yeah.
And like the stuff you need up here,
Mhm.
or like
I feel like you need to constantly look at it. Though.
Yeah.
The only thing I would be able to think of would be like
Well,
the fast forward stuff. I feel like the button could do it just fine.
Yeah.
But
it feels like they could think of
I
something.
guess you could add special effects that involve the tablet screen.
There's a pink
They
button
bring
over there
back
in
the
the middle.
scratch power so you can ruin your custom Wind Waker pre-order tablet.
or they could do like the zoom in, like on the bottom. I don't know.
Maybe something. Because it is a little awkward using zoom since you have to press up on the analog stick and down. It takes some getting used to, but it's awkward.
Yeah,
It feels like something they could do better
it's
now.
really nice looking.
Go for it.
Oh.
Kamiya Games really liked interior design. Or at least they used to. I guess Wonderful 101 doesn't really have it.
Interior design?
Yeah, like the inside of buildings.
No, you don't really go inside places like that, except for when you go to the bottom screen,
Yeah.
which are kind of hard
I
to
was
control.
so confused about that at first.
Yeah.
I was like, what-
You can change what happens on the bottom screen if you want.
Yeah, but it happens a little warning at first.
Yeah.
I had played the demo so many times at that point though, that
I remember seeing it in a live demonstration, so
Yeah,
that's
that
how I knew
too,
that.
so
But like, not
I-
everyone did
I
that.
thought you were prepared for it,
One thing that would be fun if they did release a sequel to this game is more like environment interaction. Like we could punch that bookshelf and books would fly everywhere. Especially in like your superpowers mode, if you could do it in slow motion. Like that would just feel so good. Like the entire environment being wrecked like in the Matrix
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, because there'd be more hardware power.
Yeah. I
Do
don't
more
think
particle effects. and
it would
stuff.
require too much ability to do it on PS2. It could easily be done on PS3. But
Yeah.
I guess I just want more games out of this director. He seems to like making original ones, so if that's what he wants to do, I'm cool with that.
I heard his next game is going to be only on the Xbox One.
Oh, it's
Really?
completely exclusive.
Well, there was a rumor about that. I don't know, but I've heard that. There's a
And
rumor that-
you know he won't answer
there's
him.
a rumor that there's an Xbox One exclusive that's going to come out that's going to piss everyone off.
Is it gonna be like Viewtiful Joe?
Well, it's probably going to be like maybe it's the next Platinum game. I don't know.
Capcom seems to like
Sequel to Mad
Xbox
World.
One in its first year.
Mad World 2, more Mad World.
There's another rumor that there's going to be another Wii U exclusive that was going to piss people off because everyone raged about Bayonetta being
Oh yeah.
exclusive.
okay.
Apparently there's going to be another situation like that. I think they said it wasn't going to be as crazy as Bayonetta, but it's going to be similar to that. Like the rage wouldn't be as big. And I'm thinking it's that game that Itagaki, the guy who made we used to make the Ninja Gaiden games.
Oh yeah.
He had a game coming out called Devil's Third that got quietly like shelved.
I didn't even hear about
And
that.
he recently said it was going to be shown in a new form at E3. So I'm thinking it might be that because it's a situation similar to Bayonetta 2 where it was canceled and Nintendo decided to step in and fund it themselves.
Yeah.
So it might be that too. So, but it looks pretty cool. I remember the original trailer for it.
So wait, are those guys you're beating up like actors, or they're all robots?
Yeah.
I think they've taken over.
You go into they've taken over the normal world, right?
Well, this is Movie Land.
yeah, you're in
Yeah.
Movie Land. Okay, that's what it was.
They took his
What?
girlfriend into here and
Yeah.
gotta get it back
For whatever purpose that was.
by beating everything along the way.
Vaguely,
Yes.
it's vaguely similar to Ghouls and Ghosts.
The logic. of,
The logic is
kill
similar.
everything in your way.
Like they keep getting in your way. Like, what do they care?
What do they care? What do putties care?
They're okay, they're putties.
The putties have feelings.
I think the only masked person show is it Henshin? Is that the term for it? I forget.
Tokusatsu.
Yeah, Tokusatsu.
Yeah. The only show like that I've watched is the joke one, Akiba Rangers.
Oh, Akiba Rangers is amazing.
I really like that show, and even if I don't understand any of the references really, but they're still funny. So I like that show a lot. I guess it's way better if you understand the 40 years of references.
Yeah, it is. But it's still good on its own, though.
Yeah.
It's a joke, because you can kind of appreciate what the humor is, even if you don't get all the references.
Yeah, I get the gist of it.
I watched a bit of Tiger and Bunny, which is kind of
Yeah, Tiger and Bunny is like a new form of that, right?
I think it's more like Western superheroes, kind of.
Yeah,
but
kind of in a Tokusatsu sort of style. It's a good mix of the two.
Where's 100 Gunner?
100 Gunner.
You're on the elevator.
it's a boss in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh god.
That's fought on an elevator that looks like that elevator.
I think only Barrett can hit, but you have 2 other team members.
Well, you can probably use magic on it too.
Yeah, I think you can, but like if
It's
you...
weak against lightning. Why are we
Is
talking
it?
about Final Fantasy VII?
Because we were on an elevator and I thought it'd be funny.
Also, I think certain people's limits can hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I remember like Aerith is there, and if you use any of her magic on the 100 Gunner, you're just wasting all this healing magic. I remember I was stuck on that for such a long time. It took at least 2 battles.
All games should be easy, like Dark Souls.
Yeah. Oh no, I beat Dark Souls on my first try.
Well, there's that
Sat
one
there
guy,
for 80 hours.
I watched the guy beat it in like a half hour.
What?
No.
Was he glitching it?
You're just speedrunning it. Like,
One or two?
One.
So it'd be 2 in like 28 minutes.
Those
What?
people that can do
What?
things on
They
like
probably use like glitches and
They
stuff.
have to. It takes 28 minutes to get to the save lady.
yeah.
Well, no, if you know where to go, you can run past like a lot of enemies in that game.
I
Both
guess.
games.
Those guys that play with like their health at like level 3 or something like
Yeah.
that, and they can just do everything without even trying.
You don't really need a lot of that stuff.
Well,
It's all a shield to keep you from dying.
Yeah. I like this. I like this enemy.
Yeah.
I was going to say I like how they don't complicate the system by just making you punch objects instead of picking them up.
Yeah.
Until I remember that you have to like pick up keys. But
Yeah.
it's nice that you don't have to do anything to pick them up.
Yeah, you don't have to
Just-
actually
yeah, this
hold
guy-
it.
And it also makes you-
And they follow you.
And it also makes you fully aware that you're holding this item. It's not like you have to shuffle through menus.
And you can't forget it, and you can't be like, what am I supposed to do with this?
It's kind of like an adventure game where like you just have an item, it doesn't really matter, and it'll get used automatically.
Sorry, I never got into like beat 'em up games, but I always loved like these kind of action games. I don't know.
Well, there's more to this than a beat 'em up, and you can
Yeah.
also save. Like you're not expected to beat it all within 4 lives.
There's more
Yeah.
combos and moves you can get and stuff like that.
And it's not super complicated like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta where you need to be like a grandmaster to make it look cool.
Those are always the logical home
Well,
home console extension of brawlers to me.
I like games like Devil May Cry, but like Final Fight bores me after a while.
Yeah.
Like, you just do the same 3-hit combo.
It really is boring.
Total
When you guys played Final Fight,
I'm glad we didn't finish it.
Oh man, that was such a buzzkill.
Spoiler
Such
alert.
a buzzkill at the end when the last boss killed us immediately.
Dude, what
I remember that.
I don't know. I don't know what was going on. I didn't realize until the last level that using your specials hurt you.
yeah.
And yeah. I was losing so much health because we were losing so much health because we were using our special attacks, and apparently that takes health. And we never figured out how to use the super bar. We would fill these super bars, and I can't find how to use it anywhere. Nobody cares about Final Fight 3. Not even GameFAQs.
Not even Final Fight 3 cares about Final Fight 3. That
Apparently
game
not.
gave up halfway through.
That genre was dead in the ground by the end of that era.
Capcom was sick of their own creation.
Those character choices were horrible. Every single character in that game was terrible.
Dude, the character selection in 2 was way better. What's her name, Mai in the second one?
Yeah, she's in Street Fighter
Yeah.
Alpha 3.
That
also.
at least vaguely interesting female character.
She's in Capcom vs. SNK 2 actually, and then she's in some versions of Alpha 3.
some.
Like way later ones.
Oh, the PSP version?
Yeah.
Here's the one you're going to play by yourself.
Like the GBA version too.
Yeah.
GBA version is like, that's even more esoteric.
Yeah, I had that one.
So I feel like this game rewards you with cool points, just like Bayonetta, just like Devil May Cry.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it's
it totally
not
does.
quite as obvious. Do you think that's good or bad?
I think it's
Because you just intuitively know you need to be cool, but it's not. You don't get the feedback quite that you do in Devil May Cry. You know. Which would you prefer, basically?
I think I like this better, even though games like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, you really get the reward of like S rank, M rank, or whatever.
I like that the characters match that logic because like all these, they're all Kamiya games. The characters insist on being as like at their peak performance for every.
They're ranking themselves.
Yeah, like this is them ranking themselves.
That was awesome.
Bullet uppercut.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's exactly what he was supposed to do.
Like I don't think I've seen that in any other game where you punch a bullet up into the guy who shot it down at you.
It looked like poetry.
Well, it's rare that someone's going to shoot straight down. But the idea of uppercutting a bullet, that kind of
But
You can put that on your resume, uppercut bullet.
when I first played Bayonetta, I saw so many Stone Awards at the end of the stages. They would give you a statue of that character Enzo was a bumbling idiot.
It's just Danny no, it's not Danny DeVito, it's Joe Pesci.
Oh god, yeah, fake Joe Pesci.
And he would give you a trophy of him made of rock, and I got so many of those. But
I think the guy who does his voice in that is Joe Pesci fill-in.
But I've gotten pretty good at Bayonetta. I've gotten a lot of platinums in Wonderful 101. So once you get to like the flow of the combat and like get in the zone and stuff like that, it's a really fun games to master.
Oh yeah, and they're not that hard to once you play around with it enough and accept the way the systems work.
Yeah,
they're fun things to be the only thing you buy for the next 2 months. Which like, I guess it's really what you're supposed to be doing with video games. You're supposed to be spending your time on these things.
Yeah.
Yo, that bookshelf closed.
Well, that's the kind of games that I like, ones that like challenge you to master it.
Yeah.
I know everyone's into that, but like I like working for the ending in a game.
Yeah, I do too. It's fun.
I love that laugh.
One of those awesome mini bosses.
It's in No More Heroes. It's in like I think it's in everything.
I'm trying to replicate it.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Sequelitis.
Make the magic happen.
So is this art style considered cell shading?
I believe this is cell shading.
Yeah. This is one of the earliest examples of
One of the earlier.
Oh,
This came out before Wind Waker when that game shut everyone
I
up.
think this is one of the first ones that has the hard black shading too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them would have the cartoon line around things. This game has this weird, not weird, cool like heavy black shading that I remember I was like obsessive when it came out when I saw it. So I hadn't really seen it. I don't think I saw a game that looked like this at the time.
I mean, this is obviously heavily comic book influence, and like that's really popular in American comics.
So this was like
What?
Before Wind Waker, but like after Jet Grand Radio.
Jet Gun Radio and for whatever reason Buzz Lightyear and Wacky Races.
That was cell shaded?
I remember Buzz Lightyear like got nice reviews because it was like the second cell shaded game.
Yeah, Wacky Races was too.
Yeah.
There's a few examples of it on PC games beforehand, but I think Jet Set Radio really like pioneered it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Might have been.
That was like the first big one.
Yeah, that's
I
the one
remember-
I always think about.
Was it Team Fortress 2? People think is cell shaded, but it's what they have a different thing called rim shading.
Yeah,
That's why around the time people were messing with it.
It uses a specific style of shading to give it that look, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was when it first came out. It was that was like a revelation. It was like you make games that look like cartoons. Oh, and Sonic Shuffle used it at first too. I don't think it.
Oh my god.
I don't think the final game actually.
Oh
ever
god,
using
it's
it,
like
but-
shuffle.
No, I think it did.
Oh, did
It
it?
it had the glowy outline.
Yeah.
Pat, do you have a strategy for buying moves? You're just buying them sequentially.
I'm just buying the moves I remember having fun with.
I always
okay. Maximize the fun and coolness.
I always remember
Yeah.
just buying whichever move was the most expensive.
I
Like,
would
oh, I
always
have
buy-
this much, and this is the most expensive one.
Sometimes I would buy a move and just never use it in these games. Like,
Yeah.
I think the last game I bought that had moves you bought was Lollipop Chainsaw,
Yeah.
and I
Most
don't
of those moves
I don't like that game.
really sucks though.
Especially a lot of the ones you get at the end. Like I should have had this in the beginning.
yeah, I was gonna say the
Yeah.
problem with Lollipop Chainsaw is that it does like compared to something like this is that the base version of Juliet in that game isn't that fun to play.
Yeah.
So it's like you're in that game you're working towards it being good, whereas in this game it's like you're getting extras on top of what
because you're already good.
Actually, no,
I hate the way she's artificially extremely slow to make the game feel more challenging.
Yeah.
Because the zombies are already slow and she's even slower. So I'm like, what? And she never gets faster. Like that move where she kind of runs along the ground with the chainsaw is supposed to be like a dash, but it's slower than her normal running.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that?
I remember I got to a certain point where I had some moves that made me feel like I was actually playing a game after a while, but it takes a while for you to get
Like an actual game.
Yeah, it takes a bit for you can get to that point though.
Oh wait, no, I bought Wonderful 101.
That's where the Lollipop Chainsaw drops the ball.
Yeah. I mean, the bosses were kind of cool, even though the only one that was really expanded on was that first guy. The rest was kind of there.
First boss is the best one.
The hippie chick was cool too, but she didn't get enough like actual development.
Yeah.
You okay?
And that last guy, not last guy, the guy that was kind of like the funky voodoo doctor guy with like the girls in his spaceship. That's when they were like, we give up. He makes no sense. It doesn't even follow a theme. He didn't have dialogue. He was like, I'm the fourth boss, and the battle started. So I was like, just quit.
Hey, baby, why are you still playing this game? You heard the Pac-Man Fever song. Just move on.
Another Eric Lied style design. Soon to be appearing in the third volume of Ozzy.
I can definitely see the similarities.
Who's
I don't
doing
know about Ozzy, but Monster Country. Or Station Square.
For Lollipop Chainsaw, they spent all their money on Little Jimmy Urine on the first boss.
Oh god.
Effectively offensive.
That whole first stage was fun. Beyond that point, not really.
Yeah.
Just bits were fun, like the Viking guy was cool.
Parts of the last level are cool, and I did laugh really loudly at something at the end of the game. It was this really stylish parachute gag. But like,
is that a cod piece?
Yeah.
I think it's his belt.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of the demons and Ozzy I follow the kind of rules that this has too. Of like they can wear like leather jackets or whatever because like whatever, it's hell, they're cool. You know, like
yeah, it's like Death Note. Yeah. Like what's his name? What's the main? Ryuk. Like his head is sewn on. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Stitches and skulls and chains. Yeah. They're demons and they're evil. I like stuff like that.
Can you use your turbo fast power to get rid of the fire?
I can, but I'd rather use it for this. This is technically called in the fan community the boss destroyer. It's basically waiting for them to use a move like this and then just zooming in and punching them. And they die.
Holy crap!
That works on every single boss in the game.
Why does it let you do that?
I think it's because it's on kid mode, maybe?
The thing is, you have to figure out what that trigger is to make them weak, but once you do it...
It's a puzzle.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like Punch-Out!
Every boss dies to it.
A man wears a scar as a medal. Not to say I couldn't win unhurt, of course.
So is that his actor in the
There he
cartoon? Or?
Oh, no, the actor in cartoon is much worse.
Oh, okay.
This is tolerable. That's why I couldn't stand his voice in, what was it, Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Oh, it's the cartoon guy for that, or?
No, it's some completely other guy that has kind of this high-pitched nerdy voice that just aggravates me.
I feel like his presence in Marvel vs. Capcom is like completely like underused. Like
It
feels like he's barely been in that game.
It's passive.
Like he has no presence in it at all.
Not really. Like, he doesn't really need to be there, and he's kind of played for comic relief, which I guess for that game makes sense.
A lot of people's presence in that game seems really like whatever.
Like Okami, who's just a non-factor.
Yeah, Alma Terrell is like she's like barely in that game. Like they didn't really do anything with her.
There's what, 4 Resident Evil characters?
Yeah.
And like none of them are actually.
We're talking about the third, right?
Yeah.
The third one.
The second one is like I guess there are characters like that, but it's not as bad as it is in the third one.
Yeah.
I think it helps to have some characters which are obviously debuffed or whatever, because it's kind of like an insult. I'm gonna beat you with this character that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I mean is like
But they need to obviously be debuffed.
Oh, like Dan.
Just kind of.
I was kind of good with Dan
Well, I
in
guess what
Street Fighter
what I mean
Alpha.
by presence is I mean like they didn't utilize enough of like this character's like gusto to make them like represent them properly. Like it feels like Joe's representation of that game is like completely muted compared to like what he's like.
It's
in
kind of
this
like
game.
Wario in a Mario Kart game. Like like he has to be. It's like
He has to be toned down.
Yeah, it's like when Yogi Bear hangs out with all the other Hanna-Barbera characters, and then they all become the same person.
Oh yeah, but they kind of already are. It's just more obvious when they're hanging out together.
I think you were asking me like to describe Snaggletooth without saying like flamboyant or theater.
How do you do that?
You can't.
Oh, but going back to the cell shading thing, once Guilty Gear Zero
He's
comes out, it's
excitable.
gonna put every
That's
cell
a good
shading
one.
game before it to shame.
I'm excited.
Because the cell shading in that game is like totally next level.
Next-
I've never seen anything that looks like that before.
Next time on Video Game Playing Friends Club with Friends World Tour, I'll tell you that I meant to say Snagglepuss instead of Snaggletooth, and we will play Snagglepuss X only on PS5.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.